Guys, in this video, we are going to do something that's really common, which is sending response back to someone who fills a Microsoft form. And not just response back, we can also store whatever people have sent as a response in SharePoint. Plus, we can also send a message in Teams saying that there has been a post in Microsoft Forms. So the first step would be to create a form, and you can just go to your office.coms and you can go to forms and create a new form. So I'll just call this contact form and name, okay, full name, email, and subject message. Now we have a form and which would look something like this. And whenever somebody fills this form, it is stored in Excel and you have to download it to look at what are the entries that have been happened. You can also get the responses from the responses of the form, but sometimes I think it could be handier to have it stored in SharePoint. So I'm just going to SharePoint from here. So over the SharePoint, I can create a new list. So new, oh no. So here I have the list, record. Okay. So I create a list and over here I'll call this demo contact submissions and I create this. And you have a title, so maybe I can rename it full name depending on whatever you want to do with title. So I'll use it for full name. Next thing is email. uh, what else? Subject and message. Let's use multi-lines. So now we have this couple of columns, and now whenever somebody fills this, we want it to be stored in this column. So for that, we will be using PowerAutomate. So I go to web.make.powerapps.com and you can switch your environment, whichever environment you want to create your flow. If you're using Office 365, you will have a default environment where you can create flows. So okay, so there are different types of flows. Since this flow is triggered from the creation of record in Microsoft Forms, you need to use automated flow because there is an automatic trigger. If this flow was triggered by yourself, you could use a instant flow, or if it was on the time basis, you can use a scheduled flow. But in this case, we will use an automated cloud flow. So over here, you have a predefined trigger when the response is submitted to Microsoft Form. So we will use this and call it create records in SharePoint. So I created it. So it's signing to Microsoft Form. It's using my connection to connect it to the form, and it's showing me the list of forms that I have created. So this is the one that I have already created. That's why it's showing up in the list. So I'm selecting it. I add a new step, and in the new step, I am going to get the response. So response get response details. And over here, I'm going to define the form ID. So for form ID, again, this is the form and I want to know the response. So over here, I'm going to define that the response is whatever the record that was just created. So response ID. Next would be I am creating data in SharePoint. So create item, which is here. This is a SharePoint connector. So I'm selecting this, and now this is connecting to my account to get this SharePoint. Site address is this team site, and it's asking for the list. And this is the demo contact submission list that I just created. So I'm selecting this. Now over here, you get a bunch of inputs that you can put. In the title, I'm going to put full name. In the email, I'm going to again put the email that I get from this response. In the subject, I'm going to put the subject that I enter here. And in the message, I'm going to put the message that I enter here again. So I'm saving this, and let's go back and check. So this flow is on. It might be off. If it's off, you can just click it and turn it on. So currently it's on. It's showing off. It means it's turned on. You can turn it off if you don't want this flow to run, but it's on. So I'll just keep it as it is. So I'm going to fill it up. Test subject, hello, submit. Now this flow is going to run, and it's already succeeded. So we have some data over here. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to post a message in Teams that there has been a response submitted from Microsoft Forms. So creating these forms, there will be cases when there is a form that's where people fill up things and you need it to show up in your Teams channel. So for that, what we can do is there is another action called post a message. So we can use this post a message in the chat or channel, and then we can so this is me connecting. So post as flowbot or post as user or post as a virtual agent. So I'll just use post as user. Post in. So where do I want to post in channel or group chat? I'll select channel. Now it's asking me for the team ID. So I have created this team called PowerAutomate user group KTM, and then it'll ask me for the channel here. So we can put hi full name. Someone has sent a message via Microsoft Forms. Subject. So subject is subject, and message is message. So again, save this, and when we run this, submit another Jack at Outlook. Test at Outlook. No, test message. Submit. Again, this flow runs. Let's just go back. This is flow. It's running, and let's check here. So there is a message in the Teams chat already. So let's go over here Uh, let's see. So we have this message in my Teams channel. Now, another thing that we can do is we can send a response to whoever has filled this form, and we can say like we'll reach out to you in some time. I'll use mail. So what we can do is we can send an email back to whoever has submitted this form, and we can say regarding the contact form message, and we can say hi, name, thank you for reaching out to us. We shall reach out to you in a few days. Regards. Let's save this. Please, let's test it. But Jack Ma is my name. My personal email is and test and test, and I'm submitting it. So this runs again. Okay, this failed. Okay, so I don't seem to have access to this connector. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use Outlook. Send an email, and then I'm going to use a connection where I have the email sending privileges. So, and I'm going to put my email address over here. So, email, and subject is whatever we put here. Remove this, save it. And then test it. And the email has been sent. So I'm going to see in my personal email, I'm getting this email. Hi, Jack Ma. Thank you for reaching out to us. We shall reach you to in a few days. Regards. So whatever I put here is here. So we've used Microsoft Forms, got a response, put it in the SharePoint, put the message in the chat, and send an email. So this is how you can do this cool thing in Power Automate. It's a very common requirement these days when you want to give a very good experience for someone who fills your form. So hopefully this video has been very much helpful for you. If you want to know more about what you can do with forms and other uh, places and connect to it, feel free to let me know through comments. Thank you so much and see you in next video.